Hi, I'm Antony Starr. This is the team from The Boys, and this is the Deadline Studio at Prime Experience. The thing about this show, we've had such a good run on it. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through a writer's strike. So all in all, it's taken 8 years to shoot.
Yeah, I get a lot of from people on the street, like, no!
Yeah.
Like, really upset.
Yeah.
Really upset.
That just happened to me. We were at another thing and we were like talking to people, and every time I'm like, yeah, we're doing the 5th and final season right now, and it's that same reaction. It's like, no, why? Who do I have to murder?
Every single time.
And that's a good sign, because you don't want the opposite where they're like,
you're like,
oh, thank God.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, so that slot will be available? Good. No, I've gotten the same thing. A lot of people were very, they're not happy to hear that it's the 5th season, but then I explained to them, like, when we started this thing, this was Eric's dream to do 5 solid seasons. It's kind of amazing to see.
Was it? 5 was his goal?
5 was the goal.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 5 was the goal.
It's a good number. I like
It's
5.
a good number. 5 and out. And I'm like, we made it. We did it. He's doing it his way, which is beautiful. It doesn't happen very often like that in this business. So it's kind of nice to see.
What are you saying to Eric Kripke, guys?
I have said that a little bit. I'm like, there's so much more to tell, like a deep spin-off or like a deep spin-off.
A deep noir spin-off would be great.
No, Eric always says, like, as the world goes, how crazy the world gets, The Boys goes the same way. And I'm like, no, we can stop. I don't need the world to get any crazier or for the show to get any crazier. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
And this is such a luxurious position to be in. I'm tired of explaining why we're ending at 5 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
That is a sign. And I mean, when I say tired of it, it's just in a way where it's one of those things where I've repeated the answer so much. I'm not tired of that being I'm abundantly grateful for it, but I've said it so many times, and people are constantly but can't you saying trying to make me go to my bosses. We shouldn't end. That's
Very good position to be in.
I'm like, so that's how you know.
But the Dunkin' Donut guy said,
but can't really why? But that's how you know.
In Kripke's vision, having it be 5 seasons and not have it. Sometimes things go on too long, and then it starts to run away from you, and you don't get to tell the story you want to tell. And when the announcement came out, Kripke had said, we get to end it on our terms, which I think is a really beautiful thing. A story, the best stories have a beginning, middle, and end, and we want to be able to tell the middle as well as we tell the end, and knowing that the end is in 5, we could tell the middle really well.
Yeah. Most shows, and I know because I bid on some of them, they just get canceled, and you're like, I guess that was
I guess that was it.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the end of that storyline.
But no, this is a total luxury, especially in today's television landscape of just being able to call your shot and end it on your own terms. It's awesome.
Right. Here's the good news. We knew for a long time this was always meant to be 5 seasons, and so we've always known that this was gonna be it. So the beauty of that is that we actually get to really enjoy it and each other, because you can tell it's a great bunch of people that enjoy each other. So we actually get to know that the end is coming rather than just getting canceled. So it's actually, it's a bittersweet moment.
Thinking back to those 4 seasons, is there a scene that you wish you could do just one more time?
I got one.
Which one?
Sorry, I don't. I'll start the board.
Am I in it?
Yeah, you're in it. Deep.
I'm in it.
Is it yes.
I mean, Chace. There was one scene in season 1. Actually, I know we're talking about season 4 a lot in this, but in season 1, one of the first scenes that I had with Chace, we tweaked it a little bit so that it was he was like my right hand man, and I said, I'd orchestrated this little show for Madeline Steele, was saying, what can I see through, Deep?
Zinc, Homelander.
And what is the box made of, Deep?
Zinc.
Correct. And it was just this funny little moment, but it was so informative for us in terms of the characters and the relationship, and it really set things up.
And they wanted to tighten it up, but I was like, no, we have to have that beat in there.
No, it's funny.
Yeah. How to land it. And that's when they're like, oh, it's funny. Yeah, they wanted me to tighten up that second Zinc. But I was like, he's got to think.
It was a lot of fun.
I think for me, one of the most fun times on set I had was the only other costume the Deep's ever worn besides my own, super suit was he had the trench coat going through the grocery store in season 1. And it was when it was just me, really. And it was me talking to the lobster before they kill it. And I just had the most fun like shooting these random grocery store shots with the Deep, and I really like kind of like found parts of the character in that on that night, and it was like kind of just me, and it was so weird and fun, and we had so many laughs of like, you know, just trying out new things, and that's when I realized, so I'm like, okay, they're letting me do what I want. They're letting me kind of like collaborate on this thing. I can like kind of improv and screw around and have fun. You know, that's when it really became fun for me. So
I feel like I'm in a lot of serious stuff. So
Yeah,
I don't know that I want to relive any of it.
Well, it's in the past.
I don't know. I can't think. Nothing comes to mind. Where
We
like
had a-
that
we had a-
moment.
Well, let me help you then.
Ooh,
Antony
insist.
loves it for me. And I
We
was like,
had a really fun scene when you busted me drinking milk.
that was funny.
And then
That was actually very funny.
it was funny, but also then it turned very dark and
It
serious,
did.
and that's what I loved about working with you. About our characters' relationship was really dark and very
We got to explore that
Spicy.
dynamic really for the first real time.
yeah.
that
it
was
a
really
real,
nice.
There was a lot of push pull, but especially in season 4, where you were really trying to back out of everything, and I blackmailed you back into it. You know, there's some really nice. A good amount of tension between us.
But there's no like particular moment though, but I loved all of those scenes where there is
Mm-hmm.
that tension there and whatever. That relationship is very interesting to me, and I did love any moment we got to shoot that as a scene together. So
That's what I was angling
okay, so
for.
all of my scenes with Homelander.
That's what I wanted to hear.
That's it.
And what scenes did you enjoy with me?
All of my scenes with Homelander.
I was not going for that.
I
was just trying to help.
There is something about the first, though, that our first scenes in the tower in the conference room, when it was like,
Yeah.
it was and me and Firecracker, Val is Firecracker.
Yeah, well, you
had
guys
joined
came
the
in.
seven
You guys came in
together,
season 4, right?
kind of, and like
together.
I remember watching you and Val as Deep and Firecracker find this really weird
Oh, yeah, I
dynamic.
remember that.
And we
Yeah,
were all there
yes.
together, so like putting all of us together at one
Mm-hmm.
time and discovering what each dynamic was between all of us. That was great.
That
Which
is
is
a fun
really
moment.
great.
It's a fun moment
It
where you're
is.
like, who are we?
Who are we and who
together?
are we?
Like if you put these two characters together,
What
what do
happened?
they
It's a
become?
relationship.
Well, especially for
Yeah.
you guys though as well, because you and Val came in season 4, and the shows are up and running. That's a really difficult place to come into a show, and you knocked it out of the park.
Thanks,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, both of you did.
was
It's
fun.
really, you both came in and created such bold, vibrant, solid characters that felt like they've been in the show forever. So it was really great.
And so different in their
So
own like,
different.
so
Thanks, man.
wildly
Thanks.
different.
He got in there.
We got about a month and a half to film, give or take. You know, who knows? Because it's a behemoth of a show. So we may go over a little bit, but we're closing in on the finish line. Yeah.
I remember reading, one of the first episodes, and you're like, okay, this is the direction where they're gonna go this season, and then by the end of the episode, they just go there. It's like, oh, okay, it's like that.
Right.
It's like, whew. I mean,
You thought it would be like a 2-3 episode build up, and you're like,
It is
oh,
like-
they just got me there in the 40 minutes.
wham,
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that.
And there's some things that are coming in season 5 that you're not gonna have on your bingo card.
I'm in an anticipatory place where I know that's going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's like, because we're on the precipice of like the final hour, and that's when things really start to pop off.
The boys
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
soups
And
are
the Soups.
two completely different TV
Of
shows.
course.
100%.
It's funny,
Yeah.
we see each other, but we never
rare.
we
It's
never
rare.
worked, man.
No.
I've
We
never
never
worked with you.
worked
Yeah.
one. We
It's
never
so
shared
weird.
one scene
I had
together.
I had 2 scenes with you.
That's
this
it.
entire No,
Yeah.
3.
Oh, okay, but still,
Classic.
not a lot.
Hey, the Deep's on his own journey, so I haven't even seen these guys, which is great. I've seen them a little bit, but I guess I can't talk too much about it. But it feels like, the Deep's I'm always pleasantly surprised with what they come up with for the Deep. So it's bittersweet. There's been some sad moments, like knowing it's kind of winding down, coming to an end.
I
That's
still, to this
so
day, have not
funny.
had a scene with Chace Crawford.
Whoa, that's
Still?
wild.
That is so
No.
sad.
It's
Never?
so, I know,
Wow,
it's nuts.
wow, wow.
We'll see how
Wow.
this final season goes, but
Yeah, that's wild. It's funny
Yeah.
because now it feels like a different show that I'm on, because it used to be I worked with you all the
Oh,
time,
true,
you all the
true,
time,
yeah.
and never
You were
worked
the
with
only
you.
one who was in both shows.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no,
you,
no.
Aaron
But now
really
it's
goes
like
back
I
and forth.
never worked with you ever. Like I don't even remember when our
Oh, we've
first
been
season.
doing it for season
No,
already.
no, but when I
yeah.
mean at a certain point,
Yeah.
and then I remember thinking like, wow,
Yeah.
and then we started to work together. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I remember when
so-
it felt weird
then
if I
always
saw
worked
like
with you
Jessie
guys.
on
Yeah.
set. I was like, whoa. This is crazy. It was always like,
But
in
now
the
I'm
early
here.
days, if I ever saw
Yeah.
you on set,
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy that we're working together.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. No, it's just like,
We had
so
good,
surreal.
we had some good scenes,
Yeah,
man.
oh,
we
no,
always
we
had
did.
really
Yeah,
good
you
scenes.
guys had great.
We had a lot of fun scenes, yeah.
This has been 8 years. We've been shooting this for 8 years, and it's such a lottery when you go into these things. Like, you sign a contract that could go on for 6 years, but you have no idea who you're jumping in bed with. And luckily, everyone across the board is such a great bunch of people, and fantastic talent and not just the people on this couch.
Yeah.
I'm talking across the board from
Every department.
everyone, every department, behind the scenes, the VFX, everyone is so talented. We got John Koyama that won an Emmy last year for the stunt coordination. It's just such a great creative team. I feel really proud of what we've done. I feel like we're one of the most relevant shows on TV. I feel like it's some of the strongest performances on TV. And I'm really proud of what we've pulled off, and I'm very fond of everyone in it. And it's a very bittersweet moment to be wrapping it up.
I think we came at a very, very crowded period in TV and movies. I'm talking about the superhero world. Those movies when we came in was such a big thing. Hitting the boxes, and people went crazy for it. But there was also this little gap that nobody feel that it's like, we came in and I think we kind of just flipped it, flipped the whole genre. It made people, I think, go like, oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. And it was so, I remember us, during that time, and obviously gradually coming into today and still being there while, I don't know, I don't want to be the judge of that, but feeling like the big genre of it kind of slowed down, and we are, it does make what Antony says, like, stamp it. We are bringing something different, new, pushing the envelope, trying new things, and saying that also us, as in the end of the day, we're the actors, right? Having so much place for creativity and being a part of the conversation of the scenes and everything we do. It's not taken for granted, we are so lucky to have someone like Eric Kripke, and obviously all of the people here behind the cameras that really, like Jack said, it's not just the cast. All of us are a family. Yeah, we became this something organic that is definitely talking about what Antony says, and we're acknowledging it. It's not like we're doing our thing, and we know we are part of a new pulp culture kind of conversation.
It's crazy.
What's also crazy is like Kripke and the writers will write the season, and then 2 years later, the season will come out. And then things happen in the world that
very
are
reflective of what we shot 2 years ago.
And like the stuff that we're doing in the show is kind of happening in the real world. Not that I like that. I actually hate that sometimes.
It was meant to be dystopian, it feels like, and it's become like weirdly reflective.
Maybe that's why we have only 5 seasons. Ripke's like, I'm not sure I want to predict what's going to happen in the world.
He's got a weird crystal ball, man.
Yeah. He's like, it's getting dark. It's getting too dark. It's getting too dark.
It feels good that it's cathartic in a way, but there have been moments where, like, it has genuinely gotten creepy because it's not like we want these things to happen. I mean, once upon a time, it was meant to be an extreme, like I said, dystopian, and so that the fact that things come to fruition is like. It's this weird dichotomy where, like, there's a gratitude present, I think, amongst all of us, that it's cathartic and it's topical and we're not ignoring things yet. It's like it's wrapped up in sugar, like a spoonful of sugar makes medicine go down type of thing. But simultaneously, we don't want certain things to happen. It just so happens like to be this like weird mirror that's transpiring that we're a part of. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird, but it feels like the right word that I've used to describe it a lot. It feels like kind of classic.
I just love satire, man. I've always said the show is like South Park with capes. Like it's a way we can hold a mirror up to the world, make fun of it a bit, and then kind of do our own thing. And I will also never forget when Eric kind of pitched me the show. I always ask people, like, if I get a part, and I'm like, okay, what movies or whatever, shows, music, what can I intake that it's kind of similar to what you're going for? And he said that he wanted The Boys to be the Unforgiven of the superhero genre.
Interesting.
Unforgiven was very much the like, let's kind of flip the script on the Western genre.
Right.
And let's kind of like, let's really analyze like the gunslinger and what that actually means. And like people always kind of lift that person up as a hero, but actually he's a murderer. And that movie's all about dealing with that. And our show is very much about that too. And I just think that's so unbelievably rad. That's just so cool.
When you think about something changing your life, you know, often your mind goes to this lightning strike, right? And for me, it's been like over a period of time, you know, that life has slowly changed. And I think the biggest thing for me is like, as an actor, it can be such a lonely journey. You know, you're auditioning, you know, you go in, you don't hear back, you go in, you get a call back, you're waiting, and it's this long process with no guarantee, you know? And to work with such a great group of people who become your family, you know, I think that's been my dream for such a long time. And to do it on a show that's so intelligent and poignant, in a genre that I love, you know, superheroes, it's just been this perfect mix. And so I think the way my life has changed is I've gotten to work on this amazing show with these fantastic people who I can call family. And that's going to stay with me, you know, for my life. And, you know, when I look back at my life, I'm proud to say this is one of the shows I did. This is something that I did with my life. And I got to do it with these people.
I think for all of us, it's a very emotional time right now. Months before this is all ending, just trying to be in the moment and enjoy those people. Well, actually, I mean, the fun part about finishing, it's not you know, I don't have to see them again.
Well, look, I'm definitely being made fun of a lot more.
Just open the door for bullying, cyberbullying,
but just for the people on the show, really. All different facets.
We've all just gotten comfortable with making fun of Jack. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Every step of the way, I'm like, all right, now we can say these jokes. Okay, great. No, I'm kidding.
Two for flinching.
No, two for flinching.
I feel like that is such a sign of like, clearly, as you can see, we have become, this is such a cliche to say as an actor, but like we truly have become a family. And I mean that in every sense of the word. I think I am this show's little brother.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone picks on me all the time, but I love it. The little brother of the show. I am the petite brother of the show. And I feel like, and I grew up as an only child. I never had older siblings. And I'm like, Carl Urban especially is the older brother I never had. Like, I love everyone here so much. This is my family. Like, it is very, very
And
true.
Jack is also my French accent teacher.
That's brother.
No, we need more sessions. I'm terrible at it. It's so bad.
I don't know what that was.
That was bad. That was real bad.
It is really beautiful, the perspective that you get to just really realize this wonderful thing that you got to be a part of with this just caliber of talent that really just spans across every department. And everyone is just kind of at the top of their game. And you get to be amongst that. And being amongst that is a wonderful privilege and makes you just kind of lift your own game and realize where the bar should be or where you want to kind of lift it to. And I think that's a great thing too, is to work with people who are always kind of, in my mind, working a little harder than you or like just giving it their all. And that makes you want to lift your game. And it's been really fun to just kind of spar with all of you. And that's just, and anyone who's either in front of the camera or behind the camera, it's just, you kind of get this wonderful insight that you wouldn't otherwise.
You got any spoilers?
For this season?
This season from Jack?
Oh no!
You were so close. Because anything would have been a.
Has he broken any rules?
No, I don't know.
Let's get him
If you
fired.
hadn't mentioned it, she might have said it.
I don't know.
I'm going to get Bezos on the line.
All right, we have to wrap it up. You want to say something in French before we go?
Please
Go for it.
go for it.
I can't do this with you.
Order
What's going on?
Put the glasses back on when you do it. Hold on.
What does it mean?
Do it.
What does it mean?
It doesn't matter.
Do it just like you did. It's like,
Uh-oh.